An attempt to make British space history by launching a satellite from UK soil has ended in failure. A repurposed jumbo jet carrying a rocket took off from Spaceport Cornwall in the south of England, with hundreds of people watching. But when the unmanned rocket was released at 35,000 feet or 11,000 metres, it didn't make it into orbit. Our science correspondent Rebecca Morell was there.
The mission started so well. At Spaceport Cornwall, it was time for the jumbo jet to take off.
LCC up controllers, LCC go for takeoff.
And there it goes. It's liftoff for the plane, but this is just the beginning. The next step is to release the rocket and start a new era for UK space.
Godspeed Launcher One, Godspeed Cosmic Girl on this historic both European and UK mission to open space for everyone.
2,000 people came to watch, ready to see what they thought would be a moment of history. An hour into the flight, the rocket, called Launcher One, fired its engines after it was released from the plane. So far, so good. But then this.
It appears that Launcher One has suffered an anomaly which will prevent us from making orbit for this mission.
There was a problem with the rocket, and the mission was over.
So this evening we had a first stage burn that took the rocket into space, but in effect the second stage engine had a technical anomaly and didn't reach the required orbit. So that's now being part of an investigation by Virgin Orbit and a number of government departments.
The jumbo jet returned to Spaceport Cornwall as planned, but it was upsetting news for the team there, who'd spent nearly a decade trying to make this launch happen.
Just absolutely devastated. We put our heart and soul into this, and it's such a personal journey for me as well, and my family were here. So yeah, it was pretty rough, but I feel okay, and I think it'll just be a few days of just kind of letting it sink in a little bit.
The data from the mission is now being analysed to work out exactly what went wrong. It's a well-known saying, but space is hard. The team, though, is certain they'll try again. But tonight wasn't their night. Rebecca Morell, BBC News, Spaceport Cornwall.
Well, earlier I spoke to a research engineer at the NASA Goddard Space Flight Center, Dr. Bhanu Bulcher. He believes this does not really count as a failure.
Virgin Orbit has sent 4 consecutive launches successfully, with one previous failure. From previous missions, they've had placed 33 satellites into orbit for different applications, from earth sciences to other applications. And this morning, the Cosmic Girl carried a Launcher One with no indication of difficulty to start. And according to the UK Space Agency, even though the first stage had taken the rocket into space, the second stage had a technical anomaly and did not reach to the required orbit. And thankfully, the Cosmic Girl, the airplane and its 4 flight crew landed safely. And in my opinion, technical failure like today would give you an option or opportunity to learn about the system and improve the next missions. So in general, I would not take this as a showstopper, but an avenue for improving the space system for future adventure. So it's, I think we've seen this from SpaceX, multiple trials, and then finally achieving what they need. And so I think it's in its first kind. It's one step ahead of space mission for future flights.
This was the first ever satellite mission launched from the UK, wasn't it? How important is it for different countries to develop their own space technology?
Mobile launching systems, a unique way of launching space instruments to the lower Earth orbits. It gives you an option to move your launching sites easily to different locations. For example, if you encounter weather and other issues in one location, the mobile launching system provides you an option to change location and carry on with your mission. So it's an important one. And today's flight is the first, as you said, from the UK soil, West Europe, and an important milestone for space industry to launch small satellites to space. Mostly for the UK, it's one step forward to give an end-to-end space technology, from building satellites to launching them. So this specific approach could be a low budget, for other missions as well, other nations. So UK could give a ride as an alternative with a low budget for other nations. So it's to be honest, an incredible, amazing technique, and definitely is going to give an option for other nations to ride to space.